Hi guys, this is Lisa's Movie Reviews, and I'm going to try to do a quick review, if I can, on A Clockwork Orange. Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange. This is my DVD of it. It's a 2-disc special edition. Disc 1. Disc 2. Special features on this. And I'm wearing my Clockwork Orange shirt. Can you see it? this is the book one. I have a movie one, but I wanted to wear this one. It's more comfortable. So, A Clockwork Orange is from, it was made in 1971, directed by Stanley Kubrick. It was written by Anthony Burgess. I've read the novel, but that was quite a bit ago. So, I'm not going to do a little review of the book, because I'd have to read it again and refresh it. But I just want to do a review of the movie. Now, the main actor is Malcolm McDowell, my second most favorite actor, and he plays Alex DeLarge. See, I got my notes here, so I don't want to forget anything. Let's just give you a small synopsis of the film. Alex is the leader of his gang called the Droogs. His hobbies include theft, assault, rape, and Beethoven. His gang betrays him and he ends up in prison. He offers to be a test subject for the Ludovico technique, which renders him unable to be violent or to be around violence and also to listen to Beethoven. It makes him extremely physically sick. He's let out to find that his parents have let out his room. People he beat up before now beat him up, and his former friends cops are now his enemies. He ends up at a former victim's house, and they torture him with Beethoven, and he ends up in the hospital. Cured. I just want to say, this is one of my most favorite movies of all time, and my most favorite Stanley Kubrick's film. Like I said before, Malcolm McDowell is my second most favorite actor. I think he's highly underrated. And Malcolm McDowell was absolutely perfect person to play Alex DeLarge in this movie. I mean, a lot of times I can think about, like, who could fit that role in that time, who maybe could have played him. I can't think of anybody else who could have played him but Malcolm McDowell. And Alex DeLarge is my number one most favorite villain of all time in movies. And I guess in book. There's a lot more, I can remember he's a lot more in your face in the movie than in the book. Little small differences from the novel I kind of wrote down that I could remember. Alex's last name was never really revealed in the book. He only refers to himself as Alexander the Large, which is where they gave him the name Alexander DeLarge in the movie. He's 15 in the book, but in the movie's around probably 17 or 18, and I think the actor, Malcolm, was probably 27. You couldn't tell, he had such young looks. Just little small trivia I wanted to give you. In the United States, the movie was an X rating. I don't know why, but I guess in 1971, totally different. So the director removed some sexually explicit footage just for an R rating. The use of beautiful art direction with beautiful music alongside absolutely horrible imagery and scenes makes this film such a standout to me. I mean, the first time I watched it, and what I can remember was, I can't remember, it was a big theater? Or was it, I think it was a big theater, and it's a Beethoven playing, and you like pull out of this beautiful theater, this art direction. There's this other gang trying to rape this woman. They're ripping her clothes off, but it's like you got this beautiful music with this beautiful in-your-face art direction and costumes, but horrible events are happening. I was like, wow, how did they make that scene look almost beautiful, but it's like, it's a raping process. It's gross, but that was just so bizarre. I was like, I don't know why I'm enjoying this. I mean, I don't mean to sound really fucked up or anything. Excuse me for swearing, but that was, like, to me, it was like, that should not be an awesome looking scene. Singing in the Rain has always been my most favorite song when I was a kid. Because of Gene Kelly. Ever since I watched this, it's been ruined now. Whenever I hear that song, I always think of this movie. I don't think of Gene Kelly dancing in the rain anymore. Let me see. One of my things I love about this movie, just to talk about a little bit, is how he's such a nasty person. Not redeemable at all. I mean, he likes to beat up people and steal things and rape women for fun. And he don't care. And to me, he gets his kicks out of it, that's for sure. But when he gets betrayed by his gang members, and then he ends up in prison for 14 years for murder, this woman, and he thinks, oh, I get out because I can do this treatment and it'll let me out sooner. He has no interest in being cured. And so it actually starts to work, and he's just like, wait a minute, this is creepy, but I can still get released early. So you start to feel bad for him. Because like I said, he comes home. His parents didn't know he was coming home. They rented out his room to some random dude. So he's basically been disowned. He's by himself, and then he runs into one of the guys he beat up. And so he beats his ass, and then these two cops supposed to save his life are his ex-friends who betrayed him. They beat him up. And he ends up at this writer's house who he beat up and raped his wife. And his wife died, and the writer is now in a wheelchair. And he realizes this is the guy that did it because he was wearing a mask. And he puts him in a room and forces him to listen to Beethoven because they heard about what happened to this guy in the news. And it makes him so crazy and sick that he tries to kill himself. And he ends up in the hospital, and of course they want to do some damage control, the guys who try to do the treatment on him, and basically kiss his ass. But at the end, it's always that when he starts hearing Beethoven, he's not getting sick, but he gets into a weird trance, like in the beginning of the movie, that it's something that turns him on. But also he thinks of violent imagery, and it shows that in the movie when he says, I was cured all right. Yeah, see, that was being sarcastic. He wasn't cured, he was back to the way he was. And I always thought that was funny because you don't like him, then you feel bad for him, and then I was like, wait, he's going back to the way he was. So, it was good. I liked that the character's journey from criminal you don't like to someone, my God, I feel pity for this guy, to, oh, he didn't change one bit, so he's most likely going back to the way he was before. I loved that, and I can't remember if it was the same in the book. I can't tell you, I can't remember. But Malcolm McDowell's performance is something that just stands out. I mean, how could it not been? I think he would. I think he should have been nominated for an Oscar for this, if not won it. I'm trying to remember everything to make a small video, but I can never make small videos. Let me see here. Maybe this will help me out. Well, I think everything from the costumes is interesting to the makeup, which was subtle but cool. I don't know. It's supposed to be some kind of I don't know. It's a weird kind of time in England in 1971, and you see women have like weird colored hair. They have, his mother has like this bright, I think, blue hair. The weird clothes. I don't know if it's considered dystopian, but the building he lives in is all the elevators damaged, and they got pornographic drawings on the walls, and it's just bizarre, but at the same time, you get a kick out of it, you know. And I loved all the other actors in it. The other droogs were good. The doctors were good. I can't remember the actor's name, I'm so sorry, but the main prison guard that looks like Hitler because he's got that little mustache, is always yelling at him. Oh, I got a kick out of that guy. Oh, I loved him so much. So don't read it, sign it. You know, put your feet behind the yellow line. Oh, he's just funny. He just tears into that guy, tears into Alex, and the acting's great, the music's great, the story's great, the production's great. That great famous slow-mo scene when he beats the shit out of his droogs because they wanted to be in charge and not him, and he fall into the waters, and filthy waters, but the scene looks so cool with that beautiful music. Everything's great about it. I don't have much to say I don't like about this movie. So I'm giving it an A minus. People say if it's your most favorite movie of all time, would you give it an A plus? Yeah, but there's just, I don't know. It seems like there's, to me, it might not be for you if you've seen this movie many times. There seems to me like there's something missing in the plot. Somewhere in the movie, there's something missing. I still can't place what it is. I feel like I'm missing a whole bunch more story here. And for some reason, I don't know if it's from he's in prison to first getting introduced to being a lab rat for the Ludovico treatment. I don't know. There's something missing there, and I don't know what the hell it was. But A minus for me, still one of my most favorites. Not my number one most favorite. Maybe one day I will make a video of my number one most favorite, but that will be a long video. So if you guys haven't watched A Clockwork Orange, check it out. It's legendary. The book is good, by Anthony Burgess. If you guys, something about this movie you liked the most, let me know in the comments. Or if you didn't like about it, let me know in the comments. Did you think anybody else could have played Alex DeLarge? Let me know, because I'll disagree. It will always be Malcolm McDowell. If you haven't seen it, you gotta check it out. Please, it's a great film. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.